Another day, another state, more old junk. We are in Tennessee getting some early Ford 34 specific stuff. Hey guys, I'm Matt, IronTrap. We are in Tennessee again. So it was literally like we just realized a year ago, almost to the day, we were taking the COVID coupe, the 32 5-window that we delivered to the new owner, and it was like within probably 20 miles of where we're at, I think, because the Pigeon Forge show was going on at the same time, and we were in that general area, and the cars just come crazy crashing in on this area. So we are here to purchase a collection of stuff from a gentleman that contacted us that his brother had been collecting his stuff. He unfortunately passed away, and they wanted to kind of move everything in one shot. He was kind of like we are, where we build cars from pieces and bits and scraps and put together nice cars, and he didn't get to do that with all this stuff. So we got the phone call. So yes, there's some stuff in here that we can use for our own cars and some stuff that we could pass along and get out into the world. So Mike and I rent a 26-foot box truck. We are going to try and get everything in the box truck. I don't think it'll be too bad, and we might even make another little stop around the corner to check on some more early Ford stuff. So we got a lot to do, and there's just two of us, so we better get to work. Yeah. Man, that just barely fits. I'm pretty sure he measured that. Oh.
Huh. I wonder if he probably got the other side.
Is it a little less angle?
Yeah.
Where's this thing sitting on, man? Yeah, you might have this more flat. That's alright. See if we can move this one.
Now this thing's not bolted to a frame or anything, it's just sitting on it.
That's it.
You want to take it over here to the side or take it around?
Yeah, that's fine. And we'll try and take that one.
Straight out here.
Yeah.
What that says. Clean for my.
Nope, that body's rolling away. Oh, stop. Okay.
I've never seen you move so fast, Mike.
I was worried it was going further. I don't think it's going anywhere now.
Good noise. That's funny. I don't think you're gonna hurt it though. Where's the?
That's the box truck.
I don't think you'll hurt the box truck either. Look this up. Put shots under this one. Come on. Just barely. Yes. That's how he did it. There. Just barely. My goodness. Well, we left the front wheels with the hit the.
Well, actually, here, why don't we turn this?
You want it on the ramp?
Turn it and we'll put that body right next to it. So this one's like,
So you want me to turn it like this?
yeah.
And then pull it back up a little bit?
Yeah.
about there.
You want to go ahead and put the axles on there?
Yeah, probably.
Got it?
Yeah, good idea with that trailer. That makes it a lot easier. We have a cart we brought, but that would have been a lot of trips.
A lot of carton.
This is brake. Might consolidate some of this thing. Don't really matter. That's why we bought
Those bat wings there were modified to use that as a suicide front end under a T-bucket.
Okay.
So those bat wings are probably not as good as you.
Yeah. Okay. That's hiding behind there.
Oh, really?
Half of an original one. Oh, it's the bottom half that would go with that.
Yeah.
You can have the bottom half of the firewall probably. We could probably take that apart then with the C-clamps. Alright, so we got pretty much everything outside so we could see how we're going to pack all this in. Figured we'd walk you around before we put everything in. So a lot of it's four-door stuff, but there's a lot of it that crosses over, and that's why obviously we're interested in all this stuff, because there is some parts that cross over. There's a set of four-door garnish molding in here. Really nice hood that we pulled out that is obviously was bought separately as bodies, but pretty cherry hood, so that's a nice find. Some headlights. There's a set of really nice, I guess he bought separately at some point, doors. They have old black paint on them. These can be modified to fit a 5-window with a little bit of work, so they're kind of desirable even on their own.
Yeah, the original doors are over there.
Yeah, the other, you can see the other doors are a little worse for wear. There's a set of reproduction original style floor pans on a frame that he built up with American stamping rails. There's boxing plates here. That stuff's all kind of together, which is really nice. Handful of dashes. There's a cabriolet dash that Mike was drilling over for his cabriolet.
Potentially.
But he's already got one, so he's not getting that. So you got a couple dashboards.
You see this one was hot rodded? Looks like someone cut round circles in it and they welded
what they did.
Welded back to oval.
And then there was a little bit of Model A stuff we didn't know was in there. So there's original 2829 lower cowl section, reproduction stuff here. For roadsters, like a 32 style dashboard Ford to fit that. One windshield frame there, and some fenders. Really nice set of black fenders over there, which is good. And there is a lot of reproduction stuff, but that stuff's still very good, obviously, when you're putting these cars together from scraps. So with all that there's obviously the two bodies. This body's the forehead area, if you want to call that, was cut off and is no longer there, but it has a half decent floor in it. A little pitted, but it's not too bad. This one is on stilts. We barely got it out of the garage.
It's a tight fit.
Tight fit. So we measured, and I think it should fit in the door there. So he had put it on some dollies, and it got tall enough that he could work on it while he was standing. So we're just going to leave this just like this, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do when we get home. And then over on the trailer over here, we got some stuff we brought from another shed. There's still a little bit left over there we didn't pull off. Like a Pete and Jake's front axle. There's I think an 8-inch rear in there, and some more reproduction stuff. So we're gonna pack all this stuff up. We're gonna try and utilize this lift gate.
Put it all in here.
And hopefully we don't knock this thing off of the lift gate, but we're gonna try and lift the bodies up with the lift gate so we don't have to work too hard, and then we'll fill the bodies with parts. So
let's get to work.
Wish us luck. Yeah. All right. This one we can. That's the heavy side, so that'll be Two people going to stand at the front and kind of support it. Let me go up just a hair and we'll probably give it some.
This wheel's off further.
Right? Keep going up.
Yeah, keep going up.
You might not have to deal with any of that.
What?
Because the body's already so much in the air.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Oh.
Put it up tight and just go down as you go in. Just keep pushing it. Let me just go up a little bit.
Ah. Son of a
I hate that. That's such a stupid design. It shut. You have to have the truck running to run the lift gate, but then it shuts off after like 2 or 3 or 5 minutes. So what do you do if you're loading the truck all day? You start the truck up every. Hold on, I just gotta pull it away from the. Okay. Now we can push in.
hold on. We have to go up over these wheels.
Hold on. Okay, I'll sit down.
There you go.
The cart's actually helping us.
Let's watch the parts of the box truck.
Cart's clear. How are we up there? That's the.
Good, keep going. Keep going.
Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me.
Can you go up a little bit more? Ready, set, holy it just fit.
That's how we use that tape measure, right? I'm so glad we got that quick key.
So glad we didn't get a U-Haul. They're a little bit shorter. Actually, I don't know if this would have fit this trailer.
No, probably. Come in. Somehow they let us in to see some nice cars, and we went a few miles down the road from where we were just picking up some parts, and we got a chance to view an incredible collection of early Fords and also some Chevys as well. And we're going to show you guys around some of the nice cars and some of the stuff here. And again, this is just right down the street from where we just were, and we just said, hey, you know anybody else that has some early Ford stuff we can look around? And here we are. We're in like the Mecca that is just incredible. So this is some of the done cars, nice cars. We're going to get the gentleman that owns all of this, we're going to get him to just talk about a couple of the cars that are some of his favorites and have some neat stories, and we'll show you guys around.
Corvettes with me went all the way back to college days. I bought my first Corvette, a 59, 270 horse 4-speed in 1961. Drove it a while, sold it and bought a 61. My girlfriend totaled it about 1962, so I bought a new 62 and drove it a few years till we had more babies than we could haul in it. So anyway, through the years I've had this. This is number 24, and that's number 25 of the Corvettes I've owned since 1959. And I wanted to build a car. I didn't want to buy a good car, drivable and all, and I got to looking for a project. And I found this car about 60 miles from here, down in Athens, Tennessee. And it had been sitting in a garage for 17 years with the body off the frame, sitting up on 4x4s, the frame running under it. And it sat there so long that the boxes of parts, the boxes had rotted off of it. So I bought a real basket case, but I bought it at a basket case price. And it wasn't like going out and buying a drivable car and then tearing it apart. Because you got to replace, when you build a car like this, you got to replace everything anyway. But anyway, I bought it in 2013, finished it in 2016, and then I've shown it through AACA, and I got my first junior in Florida, and first with the senior, first junior in Charlotte, the senior in Kansas City, and then AACA that year judged over 4,000 cars in 10 meets, national meets across the country. They selected 20 cars out of those 4,000 for what they called a Zenith Award. It was a new award that they did for the best of the best. And that car was in the top 20. And we competed out there for it, and I got my Grand National Award for it out there at the same time, same place. And then I took it to Lexington, Kentucky, to the Kentucky Horse Park for the Concours d'Elegance up there at Keeneland, racetrack, and competed up there with it. And other than that, it sits here and looks pretty.
What are some specs on it that it has for options? Or
yeah, it's of course it's a 4-speed, got 2 tops. It's a factory fuel injected car. It's got the off-road suspension, which includes the wider rims with the little hubcaps. It's got the off-road exhaust on it, and
Brakes. And they have the big brakes.
yeah, no, it don't have the big brakes. It just, in other words, some of these cars had what they call sonered metallic brakes for race cars, but this one just got the standard off-road brakes on it.
was the fuel injection items with the car when you found it?
No.
Oh, you had to find all that.
Had to find the fuel injection. Yeah, this car, the history goes back, as I know it, from starting about 1951. There was a logger and a race car driver and all the name of Curtis Turner that owned this car. And it had a 331 Cadillac engine in it. So in 1956, he had, according to the lady I bought it from and from his attorney, that said that he was harassing the Rangers up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is federal land. Said he'd meet them coming down the parkway, do a 180 and pass and run off and leave them. And that they, one morning early, they set up a roadblock and blocked him in. And they put him in federal custody, confiscated the car. A few weeks later, they sold it in Roanoke at the county courthouse on the steps. And the family that I bought it from bought it at that sale. And it had a Columbia rear end in it at the time. Well, the guy, and I should be able to tell you his name, Marvin Spencer. He had an old 39 that was a hopped up flathead and all, and he bought this car, sold his 39, and he was out. Of course, they raced it and hauled liquor and everything. They blew that engine up in it, and in '58, he went back up to Roanoke to a big salvage yard and bought that '57 Cadillac Eldorado engine out of a wrecked new Eldorado. And then he brought it home, tore it apart, CC'd the heads, put an ISKI cam in it, and put aluminum flywheel and took the Columbia out of it and put a 48 Lincoln overdrive transmission and electric through the shift.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept it, and he worked for Goodyear and up in Roanoke, Goodyear rubber plant.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an accident, an industrial accident, and somebody swung a crane with a big box on it into him and crushed him.
Mm.
And it paralyzed him from the waist down. That was in '64.
Wow.
And then, anyway, this car sat from then until I bought it in 2010. Sat in a little garage.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Behind every building of nice cars, there's always the building with the extra stuff. And they said enter your own risk, so.
That's good. We've been in way worse.
Hey, there's a rear. Another Columbia. There's a steering box for an F1. Oh my goodness.
This is my kind of paradise.
Only a few things we might want. Some old hot rod headlights. Come on, get out of here. Are you allergic to bees?
No, just don't want to get lit up, that's all.
These guides.
Mm-hmm. Is there a pair?
Yeah, there is. I got a little spooked by the
The bee?
bee that bounced off my shoulder. You wanted to sell. Trying to buy 34 Roadster property. Okay.
We were out there in the cardboard, and that 32 three-wheeler was back there with the 40.
All right, so Mike and I did some digging around, and we found some neat stuff to fulfill our needs for spending all our money and sort of filling the truck. So we got a nice kind of smattering of really great stuff. Got a Crestliner wheel, original Crestliner wheel with a horn ring and spare one. Got these, just got that 39 Mercury, and I wanted a set of these early flipper caps. We got a great set for Y5, so I'm very happy about that. Nice Harman Collins mag. So that'll go on the keeper shelf. 40 Ford wheels.
Really cool
tire.
chrome.
Yeah, old chrome spare tire cover. A couple sets of like cheater heads, as we call them. Some guide hot rod headlights. These, like one of the holy grail things for 34s, which I've never had a set. Factory, like accessory fender skirts.
What's that for?
And we just got the we got a Columbia rear somewhere we were at, but it's like really rough. And we found, and it's not a 34, and we found a 34 already bulletproofed, ready to go for the 5 window. So that'll make it very much more drivable. So really excited to get that. And a set of 18-inch 32 Ford wire wheels with usable tires. So good bit of stuff. Now we just have to fit it in the truck and bring it home.
Drive 10 hours home.
Drive 10 hours home. Should be fun.